Good afternoon, everyone. Some of you might recognize me as bus driver Kevin. My full name is Kevin Goodemo, and I'm the 19A Examiner Driver Trainer here at Gilliland Central School District. Go Dutchman! I would like to welcome you to the New York State Bus Safety Winter Drill. Usually, we do this on the bus with our drivers explaining the procedures to our students. But unfortunately, with the COVID-19 virus, this is not possible. So here we are, going virtual. So you're probably wondering why we're not on a bus. If this is a bus drill, where's the bus? I would like to start by not even talking about the bus, but rather what you should be doing before the bus even arrives. You should be outside waiting for the bus 5 minutes before it's due to arrive at your designated stop. This is because we don't know what could happen on a day-to-day basis with traffic, weather, bus breakdowns, or when we have to use a sub-driver because of a driver's sickness. As I'm sure you are saying, well, those are reasons that would make you late, but not early. So what if a few students get sick at the beginning of the route and we don't have to stop at their house? We could quickly be a few minutes early. With you being out, this will also help out our sub-driver to know exactly where your stop is. So now you're out early. Now what? You should be at least 15 feet from the road. Please put your phone away. Take out your earbuds. Do not approach the bus until it stops and the red lights are flashing. A good rule of thumb would be to wait for either the driver to wave you over or when you hear the sound of the air brake being applied. Why 15 feet away? So you have a better chance to move out of the way if a car or even your bus starts sliding out of control due to weather or mechanical breakdown. Also, remember to wear brightly colored clothes, no pushing or shoving to get on the bus. Once on the bus, please move quickly to your seat. Sit down so the driver can continue on the route to stay in time for the rest of your riders. Okay, you made it on the bus. You're sitting down. Now what? Now we have to go over some basic ridership rules. Here at Gilliland, we use the word safety to help you remember some of the basic rules. We have an S. Stay seated at all times. The driver is authorized to assign seats. So please stay seated, face forward, and keep your feet on the floor. A. Always respect others, school property, and yourselves. In other words, no bullying, damage to the seats or the bus. F. Flinging objects in or out of the bus is prohibited, so all your garbage should definitely get in the can. E. Eating, drinking, smoking, and vaping now are not permitted. The whole reason we don't eat is for allergies. You never know who has an allergy on your bus, or the very next run could have a kid with an allergy on it. T. Talking quietly. No offensive language. No swearing, screaming, because if you're screaming, I'm going to look up in the mirror, and if I'm looking up in that inside mirror, I'm obviously not looking outside at the road. That could be very dangerous. Why? You are responsible for your own actions. You could get written up, you could see the principal, or possibly even having the privilege to ride the bus taken away. These are just some basic rules. Your bus driver should have more of his or her own rules that they feel necessary to get you to school safely. Please follow the rules that are set up by each driver you have for that day, whether it's a normal driver or a sub-driver. No two drivers will have the same set of rules. So this brings us to seatbelts. You wear your seatbelt everywhere else, so why wouldn't you wear them on the school bus? They should be worn low on the hips and snug. If you need help, the driver will always give you a helping hand. Remember, these are meant to hold you in place in case of an emergency, such as having to swerve to miss a car or possibly in case of an accident. Please use them accordingly, and it would be a great help if you could reconnect them after you use them so they won't drag on the ground and get dirty for the next rider. So seatbelts are just one piece of emergency equipment we have on the bus. We also have a first aid kit, a fire extinguisher, 3 reflective triangles, 6 spare fuses if required, and a bodily fluid collection kit. So moving on, how do we get out in case of an emergency? Normally, we would have our students open up all the emergency exits. Today, we have a few drivers and a dispatcher that donated their time to show you how to open up all the emergency exits. This will include the 4 emergency windows, the 2 emergency doors, and the 2 emergency hatches. Don't worry, you'll get to see our drivers and dispatchers in action a little later in this video. Now maybe you think that might be all there is, but well, you'd be wrong. We forgot the front door. It is also an emergency exit. One more thing, please remember not to play with the emergency exits because there would be a very loud buzzer that could scare your driver. He or she would look up at the inside mirror instead of looking out at the road and end up making us getting into an accident. So the last topic I want to discuss before we go ahead and practice the evacuation, it's very important. It is what to do if your driver becomes disabled while driving the bus. So your bus driver is driving extremely erratic or is unresponsive. What do you do? Today I'm going to show you how to stop the bus and what to do after you have stopped. To stop the bus, you need to come forward, brace yourself, and pull the yellow button labeled emergency brake. Once you have stopped, turn the bus off. Make sure you turn the key all the way to the left so the radio will work. Check and see if everyone is okay. Then take the gray handled radio and press the button and wait for a count of 3 before you speak. Say your bus number and route number and who you are and what has happened. Then you have to release the button so someone can talk back to you. Just stay calm, answer all the questions by pressing the button. Once you are done answering the questions, you have to release the button each time. Okay, now that we understand what to do in this situation, it's time to move on to the evacuation drill itself. So like I stated earlier, we will be using the front door as our evacuation door. So I need 3 helpers for the evacuation drill. 2 to stand next to the front door and help keep the students moving and prevent them from falling. The next one at a spot for all the students to meet at. All students should leave all personal items behind, including their book bags. All students should buddy up as they exit the bus and go to the designated spot. The bus drivers should have the bus secured, off, and reds on while this is happening. Once everybody is off the bus and at the designated spot, I will go through the final step, which is safe loading and unloading demonstration. First thing I like to cover is if you're unloading and crossing the street to get home. As I get close to your home, you should be gathering anything you may have pulled out and start putting it away, including your phone and your earbuds. You need to know that I will need you to remain seated until we come to a stop, and that I need the ones who are crossing to come forward first, followed by any non-crossers at that point. So just a reminder, I will need you to remain seated until we come to a complete stop. Then, there are 5 rules I need to go over with you. 1. This means to stop and this means to cross. 2. Look both ways at the bottom of the step and at the front left corner of the bus. 3. Go out 4 steps away from the bus and 10 large steps in front of the bus so I see you and you see me. Number 4. Wait for me to give you the crossing signal. And finally, number 5. If I beep the horn, then go back to where you started because there is danger. So I let you off the bus. And when you are 4 feet out and 15 feet in front of the bus, I will have my stop sign up. Then I will check my mirrors again, and if it's safe to cross, I will give you the crossing sign. Only then do you cross the road. Don't forget to look at the front left corner of the bus. The next set of rules are for everyone to follow, whether you're a crosser or not. First and foremost, never, and I mean never ever, go back to the bus for any reason to retrieve something you dropped or you forgot. Get the attention of your bus driver first. There is nothing more important than your life. Also, if you miss the bus for whatever reason, never chase after the bus or even try to bang on the bus. You should call the bus garage and see if they can possibly come back and get you. The last thing I want to cover is that you should have nothing that dangles or hangs off your clothes. Make sure your backpack has its excess straps cut off or tucked away. Even keys on long lanyards could get caught in the grab handle and prevent you from exiting the bus and possibly getting dragged down the road. So this concludes the New York State Winter Safety Drill for today. I would like to thank you for your attention, and I hope you learned something today. Whether it's about safety at the stop, why we have bus rules, how to use the emergency exits, how to stop the bus and help out your driver, or how to cross the road safely. What you learned today could truly save your life. Hopefully, we'll be back to normal by the time spring rolls around. Have a safe and happy rest of the year. I'd also take a second to thank my wife, my son, all the bus drivers, and of course the dispatcher for their help in making this video. Thank you and have a great one.